Hey, IFBB Pro, Johnnie O Jackson here, and you're now watching The Hardcore Truth with Johnnie O Jackson. Welcome in, everybody. This week at The Hardcore Truth with Johnnie O Jackson, I'm going to talk about an exciting topic for myself, and that's the Mr. Olympia. There are small rumors around saying that Jake Wood is wanting to bring it back. I did do my due diligence and called around to find out if I can find out some really um, good news to report to you guys. But when I called the IFBB office and talked to Teresa, she informed me that she didn't have any official information about it. I as well reached out to Dan Sullivan, the man himself, who would definitely know what's going on with it. And he said it's in the preliminary stages, but there is talks. So for me, that sounds good right now. And we'll go from there. So why I'm so excited about it is because obviously I'm in that age bracket to where now I will be competing in the Masters. Um, and there's no doubt about that. You know, the younger guys now, they're mass monsters. And I wouldn't want to have to do, or I don't want to do what it would take to compete against these guys. They've pushed it to another level now. Um, and I'll sit back and watch them and enjoy that show. But it is exciting for me, like I said, to hear about the Master of Mr. Olympia or hear a little stir up about it. So anyway, I'll take you back when I first turned pro. I was 29, around 3 months away from turning 30 years old, and I thought, wow, I'm gonna have a short career. I'm definitely achieving one of the biggest goals in my life. And so my brother, who wanted to turn pro as well. So I felt as though I was on top of the world because I was achieving that goal. But then when I stepped back and started thinking about it, I'm like, I'm about to turn 30 years old. We all thought at that time and now that this is a young man's sport, and I will have what 5, 6, maybe 7 years to compete when I'm 37, maybe 38 years old if I really push it. But man, was I way off. After I got into the game and started competing, I don't think your muscles really start to mature and start getting that really nice, crisp, hard, grainy look until around 35, 36 years old. Mind you, 35 years old is when I won my first show, the Montreal Pro Show in 2006. So once I done that, any of the old thoughts in my head totally was gone. I got in my head into the game and thought, let's go down the road and let's win as many of these things as we can and get to that Mr. Olympia and hopefully, be the last man standing on that stage as well one day. Never happened for me, but I did get to the Mr. Olympia 14 times over to compete. So, what an honor, what a privilege it was for me to stand on that stage and perform for you guys over and over and over again each year. For me, it was like you had to make post season play. It's one thing like football regular season, you got regular games that everybody show up and scheduled and you play, but can you get to postseason? Can you get to that postseason play? Can you get to the playoffs? Even though we don't have a playoff, Mr. Olympia is, the Super Bowl for us. So I was made it there pretty much every year I competed as a pro. I was able to stand on the Mr. Olympia stage. So, that's a great feather in my cap and was really important to me to reach, like I said, um, post game play. Anyway, to move on from there. So I'm pretty excited about hearing about the returning of the Master, Mr. Olympia. And like I said, back then I thought, this is a young man's game, but mind you, it's not like NFL football and it's not a full contact sport. As long as you're smart about trying to keep yourself healthy and smart in the gym and don't acquire a whole lot of injuries that can harm you or hurt you later on in your career or hurt your look, then you can compete as long as you are motivated to compete. I think, of course, father time takes over, gravity takes over, things start to droop a little bit and hang a little bit differently. So once that start happening, you can't fight that off. It is what it is. Then you may want to be a little bit smarter about putting on speedos and getting in front of everybody on stage and those bright lights and showing what you have at that point. Other than that, if that you're not affected by that, then why not get up on stage and compete? But like I said, these younger guys, I mean, they've really taken it to another level. Um, and I think the Masters will bring a more of a even playing field for each and every one of us. Plus, I think that may be one of the things that's missing a little bit, in bodybuilding right now is maturity. We have, as I said before, or when I first started talking about, how it was how we thought it was a young man sport and how we, treat it as a young man sport. But like I said, it's not a full contact sport. So there's no big wear and tear on your body except if you do it yourself. If you're not smart about your nutrition, if you're not smart about your training, and you put that wear and tear on yourself and slow yourself down, and eventually, um, have your career come to an end prematurely, then I mean, you could go on and do this thing forever almost. I think adding older guys, adding that maturity to bodybuilding will show some of the younger guys there is longevity in the sport. It isn't a young guy's game. It's the guy who's motivated, the guy who and gal who is dedicated, who is consistent about doing everything they're supposed to do to look good, to feel good, and to perform at a high professional level. That's what this thing is all about. Eventually, and in saying that, like I said, I think it'll give these younger guys more of a direction where it's not like you're trying to turn or you're trying to be Mr. Olympia tomorrow, or you try to be the very best tomorrow. You take a step back, look at your health as a whole, and look at what you're doing, and create a healthier lifestyle and a sustainable lifestyle, to where you can sustain your competing career as well. If you know that you can compete well into your 50s, 60 years old, then you're going to treat your body as though, so you last that long. So it's a possibility. You never know what can happen in between, but at least you're more conscious of, hey, I have a long career ahead of me. If I take care of myself, I can do this, what I love, for a very long time. So I think that's what the Mr. Olympia bring back is that air of, I have a longer career than what I first, thought I would have. And I'm a prime example. Not that I'm on stage competing, but I still have contracts, supplement contracts, clothing contracts. It's great, and it's awesome to be able to still do what I've done my whole life. To still to get in the gym and actually compete in the gym with myself, video wise, to see each week if I could come up with something better, if I can train harder, if I can show someone something better that help them to, get to where I am or bypass me by far would be even better, So it is an opportunity. It is possibility to have a to have longevity, in this career, in this organization. I really hope that they find a way to bring back the Master Olympia, the Master Mr. Olympia, because I think it'll be a great add-on. Like I said, it'll motivate more people to participate. I think it will give these guys a better direction, and I have a bigger and longer career than I thought. So I don't have to dive in and do all the things that some of these people have done to, not to stop their career, but actually in their life as well. So if we can get, further away from that, then I think that would be the best. And I think that's the kind of thing that the Master Mr. Olympia would bring to the table for sure, as well as for a lot of us, we dedicated our lives, we poured our hearts and soul into this organization, into this career. And while we're still in good health, while we still feel good, while we still feel that we have something to give, um, I think that it would be great to have that avenue, not only just to give in this way, which is podcasts or seminars or whatever you may be doing out there, but to also get on stage and show that you can stay in shape, show that it's a possibility that you can look good at an older age. I think everything has changed. My dad 50 isn't my 50. Of course, remember my dad when he turned 50, and he definitely wasn't doing the things that I could do or that I want to do in life. And that's okay because it was a different world then, a different time, and this is a different time now. And I think there's a lot of bodies and a lot of minds out there being wasted, where we can bring them back into the bodybuilding realm and educate a lot of the younger guys, um, and just to show more positivity throughout the bodybuilding world as well. That's what I look forward to towards doing myself. So, like I said, I'm not sure how it all going to come about. I know right now most of the master, not most, all of the master shows that are out there. There's no prize money, because I remember when I turned, the right age to be able to compete in the Masters. I looked at the schedule in the beginning of the year, and I was like, man, there's several master shows. That's pretty awesome. Then I looked over, further right, and it had no prize money. So I was like, who wants to do that? Honestly, I'm just being honest. So, yeah, I never went towards it. I think the last one, I'm not totally sure in this, and I guess I should have did a little bit more research, and so I could have had this answer for you. But I know Dexter Jackson was the last one to win that last Mr. Olympia when they brought it back, and I think it was in 2005, maybe 2006. I'm not sure. I think it was 2005 was the last time. Hopefully, somebody in the comments will let me know exactly when it was, when the last, and educate us on here when the last Mr. Olympia was. I think it was 2005, and I know Dexter Jackson won it if it was in 2005. I remember competing, and they had that going on, and I decided not to compete in it. I decided to take a break, and I know Darum Charles and Dexter and a bunch of guys was stand there to go ahead and compete, continue competing and start the prejudging for the Mr. Olympia. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get me something to eat. So I missed out that year. But if it comes back around, I can guarantee you Johnny Jackson will throw his hat into the, ring, and see where I go from there. Like I said, really excited about hearing rumors about it. Sorry, I don't have any official information to put out about it right now, but I got some feelers out there, and once I do find out more information, I'll definitely let you guys know what's going on and how things working out, and hopefully we'll bring it back. Right now they're saying 2023 is the possible year that it might come back. So I'm looking forward to it. Right now I'm training hard like I always have, and got that in the back of my mind as well as I train, as I eat, as I focus in, as I go down the road. And we'll see, man. We'll see what happens and see if it comes back, make a big splash and come back. I think some of the names that I can throw out, like Dexter Jackson. I even saw where Lee Priest had put up a post on Instagram of his physique, and he's changing his physique. And I don't know if it's for the Mr. Olympia, but maybe it's just for himself. But he looks awesome, and that would be a huge name to throw in a pot. Of course, Kevin Levrone came back, a few years ago and competed also. I'm sure if he had a chance to compete at the Mr. Olympia, I think he would have benefited, and he would have liked that a little bit better than competing in the open class with these younger guys, just be on a fair playing field. Not that he doesn't deserve or he can't stand with them, but having a even playing field makes life a lot more better. Anyway, like I said, we have many guys out there with great physiques that's around my age or tad bit younger that can compete in the Master Olympia. So it will be truly an honor to stand on stage with these guys again, who I've done in the past while we were young, and now do it while we're old, and see who Father Time is being who Father Time has been nice to, and who Father Time has did the smackdown to. Anyway, I'm Johnny Jackson. This is the Hardcore Truth with Johnnie O. Jackson. Thank you guys for coming in this week. Like I said, this was about the Mr. Olympia. Let me know your comments. Like I said, if anyone can educate us on when the last Mr. Olympia was, I would really appreciate it. And share, like, comment, and we'll see you next time.